राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः हृत्पूर्वकनमस्काराः। शिवानन्दलहर्याः कक्ष्यायां सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। We have completed 90 verses and the revision also in the previous class. So today we will probably complete 91 to 94 or so depending on the time. So the last 10 verses, the last dashakam of verses are left. And we didn't plan it this way, but I think by this year's Mahashivaratri, we will be concluding all the 100 verses with meaning. Let us begin with Guru Vandanam and Dhyana Shlokas. Gururev gatirgurumev bhaje गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे
இதை மாத்திருக்கா பாத்தியா
परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सौन्दर्यलहरी कर्त्रे सर्वमङ्गलदायिने शङ्कराचार्यवर्याय यतिराजाय ते नमः। शङ्कारूपेण मच्चित्तं पङ्कीकृतमभूद्यया किङ्करीयस्य सा माया शङ्कराचार्यमाश्रये प्रह्लादवरदो देवो यो नृसिंहः परो हरिः नृसिंहोपासकं नित्यं तं नृसिंहगुरुं भजे। श्री सच्चिदानन्द शिवाभिनव्य नृसिंह भारत्यभिधान्यतीन्द्रान् विद्यानिधीन् मन्त्रनिधीन् सदात्मनिष्ठान् भजे मानव शम्भुरूपान् सदात्मध्याननिरतम् विषयेभ्यः पराङ्मुखम् नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातम् चन्द्रशेखर भारतीम् विवेकिनं महाप्रज्ञं धैर्यौदार्यक्षमानिधिं सदाभिनवपूर्वन्तं विद्यातीर्थगुरुं भजे। भारती करुणापात्रं भारती पदभूषणं भारती पदमारूढं भारती तीर्थमाश्रये भारती तीर्थवर्यन्तं भक्तहृत्तापनाशनं भवभीतिहरं देवं भावये सततं हृदि विद्या विनय संपन्नौ वीतरागौ विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्त तत्त्वज्ञौ विधुशेखर भारतीम् अनन्त गुण संपन्नाम् अनन्ताभिधयाश्रुताम् अनन्त ज्ञानदात्रीं तां मातरं प्रणुमो वयम्। गैर्वाण्या संविबोधेन जीवनं मौल्यसंयुतम् या करोत्तान्नमाम्यम्बां शारदामूर्तरूपिणीम् कलाभ्यां चूडा कृतशशिकलाभ्यां निजतपः फलाभ्यां भक्तेषु प्रकटितफलाभ्यां भवतु मे शिवाभ्यामस्तोकत्रिभुवन शिवाभ्यां हृदि पुनर्भवाभ्याम् आनन्दस्फुरदनुभवाभ्यां नतिर्यम्। So we will begin with 91. Request all of you to please be on mute and don't start your videos. It is very distracting. I'm not sure why today that is happening. Usually that is not enabled, but request all to please be on mute except the panelists when I call their name. And others, please be on mute and please do not share your videos for this class. We are going to learn the new verses. This is not a revision session. Dhanyavadaha. Charu, 91. Adya Vidya Hridgata.
आद्या विद्या हृद्गता आद्या विद्या हृद्गता
Nirgatasīt.
निर्गतासीत् निर्गतासीत्
Vidya Hridya.
विद्या हृद्या विद्या हृद्या
हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात्.
हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात् हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात्
सेवे नित्यम्.
सेवे नित्यं सेवे नित्यं
श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जम्.
श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं
भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनम्.
भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं
राजमौले.
राजमौले राजमौले
91. आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत्. विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात्. सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं. भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले. So please note the Mahapranas here. Just give me 1 second. I think we have the slide on the word to word meaning also. I will just copy paste the word to word meaning here for your reference. Adya Vidya Hridgata Nirgatasit.
आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत् आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत्
Vidya Hridya Hridgata Tvatprasadat.
विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात् विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात्
सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जम्.
सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जम्
भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले.
भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले
आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत्. विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात्.
आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत् विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात् आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत् विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात्
सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जम्. भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले.
सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं त्वत्पदा सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले.
Uttamam. Now the entire verse. Adya vidya hridgata nirgata sit vidya hridgata tvat prasadat seve nityam shrikaran tvat padabjam bhave mukter bhajanam rajamoule.
आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत् विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात् सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले.
So, all these 9 till 90, we have seen how in various ways Bhagavat Pada Shankaracharya has propitiated Parameshwara, has pleaded with Parameshwara as a friend, as a calling Parameshwara Adi Kirata and comparing the mind to a jungle, to wild animals and various ways. And now this verse is like a, like a conclusion, seems like these verses which follow. After all this worship and after this seva, meditating upon Parameshwara, what has happened? That we see in this verse. Rajamaule tvat prasadat hritgata adya avidya nirgata asit hritya vidya hritgata shrikaram muktehe bhajanam tvat padabjam nityam seve bhave. A beautiful play of words as always with Shankara Bhagavad Padacharya's works. Adya avidya. So this first word is very important to note. We should not chant it as adya vidya. That would give the opposite meaning. If you split this word here, adya vidya, it becomes adya avidya. So adya avidya, that is avidya is ignorance, the lack of knowledge, the opposite of knowledge. Avidya adya, that ignorance which does not have a beginning. We are all deeply immersed in this ignorance in the heart, and that ignorance, it is beginningless. We don't know when it started, but it has an end. It is not endless. It ends with the grace of Parameshwara. That is what Bhagavad Pada is saying here. Adya avidya hridgata nirgata sit Raja Maule. That is how he addresses Parameshwara in this verse. O Bhagavan, one who adorns the crescent moon. Raja Maule tvat prasadat. Because of what? Sheer grace, because of your sheer grace. Tvat prasadat, not because of my ability or because of what I did, but because of your sheer kripa, your paramanugraha and your prasada. Tvat prasadat, because of your immense grace as your prasada. Hridgata adya avidya nirgata asit. Hridgata, deeply rooted in the heart. What is that? Avidya, ignorance. How is it? Adya, that which doesn't have a beginning. So deeply, that ignorance which doesn't have a beginning, which is deeply rooted in the heart. Tvat prasadat Rajamaule nirgata asit. It vanished. It removed. It was removed. It left my heart, or it has been removed from my heart, or it vanished from my heart. That ignorance, avidya, which I don't know when it began, that ignorance which is in my heart, that was removed because of your prasada. Tvat prasadat adya avidya, ya avidya hridgata asit. Where was it residing, that avidya? In my heart, not somewhere else. In my heart, that avidya nirgata has been removed. So that Adya Vidya, while chanting, we must be very careful and mindful to chant it as Adya Vidya. It is Adya Avidya. Together, Adya Vidya. If you split it, Adya and Vidya, it will give the opposite meaning. Here, the meaning is Adya Avidya, as a Sandhi, Adya Vidya. Hridgata, Tvat Prasadat, Nirgata Asit. Further, what happened? Again, Tvat Prasadadeva, Vidya, Hridya, Hridgata. So, Vidya, the knowledge. Hridya, that which removes the knots of ignorance. Hridgata, it entered the heart. Again, through your own grace. So that ignorance, which does not have a beginning, left the heart, and that vidya, knowledge, that light of knowledge entered my heart. Hridya, that which removes the knots of ignorance. You all might have heard this verse from the, I think, Mundaka Upanishad. It says, Vidyate Hridaya Granthihi Chidyante Sarva Samshayaha Kshiyante Chasya Karmani Tasmin Nashte Paravare. I think that is the verse. Let me just tell you exactly what that verse is. Vidyate Hridaya Granthi, or I will send it to you if I can't find it. So it means Vidyate Hridaya Granthihi. There, the knots of the heart are removed. Chidyante Sarva Samshayaha. All the misgivings or the doubts are removed. They are shattered. They are broken. Kshiyante Chasya Karmani. Then such a person's all the karmas are also nullified. Meaning there is no accumulation of the fruit of karma anymore. Punya, papa, etc. When one has seen that or visualized that Parabrahman, Tasmin Drishte Paravare. So when that Parabrahman has been seen, or when in that state, then the knots of the heart are broken. There are no doubts anymore, and there is no fruition of karmas. You're not accumulating the karma phala when you have attained that state. So this is the state which Shankaracharya, Bhagavad Padacharya is referring to here, that with the grace of Parameshwara, that avidya, which was beginningless, has left. The vidya has entered the heart, that which removes the knots of ignorance from the heart. Such a vidya has entered the heart. Seve nityam shrikaram tvat padabjam. Nityam seve, I always worship tvat padabjam, your lotus feet. I always worship your lotus feet. Bhave mukter bhajanam rajamaule. Bhave is I meditate upon. Mukter bhajanam, the cause for liberation. Muktehe bhajanam. And what is the cause for liberation? The feet of Parameshwara. Tvat padabjam, the lotus feet of Parameshwara, which is Shrikaram, which brings prosperity, which bestows prosperity, and which is Muktehe Bhajanam, which is the cause for liberation. I meditate upon such feet of Parameshwara always. Nityam Seve, I also always worship the lotus feet of Parameshwara. So with all this upasana, and when the chitta shuddhi is attained, and when the sadhaka attains that brahmananda, then this is the state which is described beautifully and very aptly placed as the 91st verse. After 90 verses, the last dashakam, the beginning 91st verse, Bhagavad Pada is saying that beginningless avidya vanishes. It has an end. How? Only with the grace of Parameshwara. And vidya, that enters the heart. Here, avidya, vidya, we need to understand as, ignorance is a very loosely translated term. So because of avidya, we do not see our nijaswarupa. So because there is, because jnanam is clouded by avidya, not that there is no jnanam. Everyone inherently is that Ananda Swarupin. So everybody is that Aham Brahmasmi. But why don't we realize? Because of the knowledge being clouded, aropa, what we say, being clouded by ajnana or avidya. For example, if there is a mirror and it is a greasy mirror or covered with grease, say, when you stand before the mirror, you will not be able to look at your reflection. Why? Does that mean that the object or image is not reflecting? No, it means that that is because the mirror is covered with grease. Therefore, you are not able to see the reflection clearly. But once that grease is removed, then that pratibimba, the reflection, is seen very clearly. Similarly, in the mind also, once that ignorance is removed, the mind is clouded. They call it aropa in Vedanta, by ignorance. So once that avidya goes, then one realizes that nijaswarupa aham brahmasmi tatatvamasi, that prajnanam brahmayam atma brahma. So one understands that state and one realizes that avidya is removed and that vidya dawns, and that itself is mukti according to Bhagavad Padacharya, and that Jivan Mukti can be attained right here with the grace of Parameshwara. Okay, so now let us see the meaning. So that Yathartha Jnanam is what is referred to here. When that Yathartha Jnanam dawns, then that itself is Mukti. Let us see the meaning. Since time immemorial, ignorance resided in the mind, but through your grace, knowledge has entered the heart and dispelled this ignorance. I continuously worship your lotus feet, which brings prosperity, and that lotus feet, which is the cause of liberation. I meditate upon you, O Bhagavan, who adorns the crescent moon, as you are the source of true liberation. Okay. So now let us, this Tvat Prasadat, another thing I wanted to share with you here. If you remember in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, after listening to, say, 600 plus verses, the entire Bhagavad Gita, first to mid 18th chapter or so, Arjuna then says, Nashto mohaha smritir labdha tvat prasadat mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandehaha karishye vachanam tava. So similarly, tvat prasadat, and also there that verse is also placed towards the concluding part of Gita. Initially, he says, Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. I don't know what is right or wrong, Krishna, I'm confused. And even again and again, Krishna tells him, again, he asks Krishna questions. But at the end, in the 18th chapter, finally Arjuna declares, Nashto mohaha, my ajnana is destroyed. Smritir labdha, now that jnana or that smriti has dawned. Tvat prasadat maya achyuta. Hey achyuta, only because of your prasada. Same word, tvat prasadat maya achyuta. Sthitosmi gata sandehaha. I am standing there now, all my doubts having been dispelled. Gata sandehaha. I don't have any doubts anymore. Karishye vachanam tava. I shall carry on your word. So Arjuna says a similar meaning and similar context towards the concluding portions. He says, Krishna, only because of your prasada, this realization has dawned on me. So similarly here, Bhagavad Pada at the 91st verse has said how realization has dawned, and that avidya, which is beginningless, has left the heart, and vidya has entered the heart with the grace of Parameshwara, with the prasada of Parameshwara. And I always meditate upon those lotus feet which bestow prosperity and which are the cause for liberation. Adya vidya hridgata nirgata sid vidya hridgata tvat prasadat seve nityam shrikaram tvat padabjam bhave mukte bhajanam rajamoule. Astu idanim Aditi. दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि
दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि
दुरक्षराणि
दुरक्षराणि दुरक्षराणि
दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति
दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति
दुर्वचांसि
दुर्वचांसि दुर्वचांसि
सारं त्वदीयचरितम्
सारं त्वदीयचरितं सारं त्वदीयचरितं
नितरां पिबन्तम्
नितरां पिबन्तं नितरां पिबन्तं
गौरीशमामिह
गौरीशमामिह गौरीशमामिह
समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः
समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः
उत्तमं दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि. Please note that should not be prolonged at the end. Duraksharaणि. Daurbhagya bha mahaprana. Dukkha upadmaniya followed by kha. Daurbhagya, that is visarga followed by kha. Jihva muliya, sorry, not upadmaniya. Daurbhagya dukkha. Visarga followed by ka or ka gives jihva muliya. Daurbhagya dukkha durahankriti durvachamsi. Again, C is hrasva. Saram tvadiya charitam. When anuswara followed by ta, we combine the sandhi and chant it as Saram tvadiya charitam. Nitaram pibantam. Gaurisha mamiha. Samuddhara dha mahaprana. Satkatakshayihi. Now we will do one pada at a time. दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि
दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि
दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि
दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि
सारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तम्
सारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तम् सारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तम्.
There we can also combine Tvadiyacharitam and Nitaram and chant as Tvadiyacharitan Nitaram Pibantam. Gaurishamapiha Samuddhara Satkatakshayihi
गौरीशमामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः गौरीशमामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः
दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि
दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि
तारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तम् गौरीशमामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः
सारं त्वदीयचरितं पिबन्तम् गौरीशमामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः सारं त्वदीयचरितं पिबन्तम् गौरीशमामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः
दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि सारं त्वदीय चरितं नितरां पिबन्तम् गौरीश मामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः
दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि सारं त्वदीय चरितं नितरां पिबन्तम् गौरीश मामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः
उत्तमम् गौरीश हे गौरीनाथ दुरक्षराणि दुरितानि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि सत्कटाक्षैः दूरीकृतानि सारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तं माम् इह समुद्धर. So again, like in the last verse, Bhagavad Pada said how avidya has left the heart and vidya has entered the heart. And what has further happened by the grace of Parameshwara, Sat Katakshahi, with the compassionate glances of Parameshwara, Duritani, Duraksharani, Daurbhagya Dukkha Durahankriti Durvachamsi Duri Kritani, Duritani, problems. Duraksharani, negative words or bad words, also means the negative letters or bad letters written by Brahma. Meaning Brahma doesn't write good or bad. As Karma Phaladata, Bhagavan, according to our karma, we will be destined to experience sorrow and pain, pleasure, and sorrow, joy, etc. So whatever a negative Lalata Likhita Rekha Asti. Lalata Likhita Rekha is whatever has been written in our forehead, okay, by Brahma. Lalata Likhita Rekha Parimarshtum na shakyate, they say. So like that, whatever Duraksharani, the bad letters, that is sorrows which one has to experience, whatever has written by Brahma, whatever has been written by Brahma, all that also will be Duri Kritani. They will be destroyed. They have been destroyed. Duri Kritani. How? Because of Parameshwara Satkataksha. Compassionate glances. That is the power of Parameshwara. And further, Daurbhagya, bad luck. Dukkha, sorrow. Durahankriti, ego. And Durvachamsi, insulting words. All these have been Duri Kritani. They have been dispelled. They have been destroyed by the grace of Parameshwara. So once a great Sanskritam scholar, just while narrating the Krishna Sudama story, very beautifully he mentioned how when Sudama prostrated to Krishna when he went to Dwaraka, he did not, though Sudama was in abject poverty and lot of children, and his wife said, we don't even have anything to eat. So she asked Sudama to go plead with his best friend Krishna, childhood friend Krishna, with whom he had studied. Sudama had studied in Gurukula, in Maharshi Sandipani's ashram. So when he went, Krishna, though he was a king and Sudama was a poor Brahmin at that time, Krishna welcomed him with he himself came down and welcomed him and embraced him. And it seems that Sudama bowed down there. This was narrated, like I said, by a Sanskritam Vidwan. Krishna wrote A in his forehead or on his head. So that became what Brahma had written was Kshaya Shrihi. Kshaya means always reducing. Shrihi means wealth or prosperity in this context. So in his Lalatam, Kshayashrihi was written in for Sudama, meaning always he will, the wealth, whatever he gets will be reduced and he will be poor. But Krishna, when Sudama, with so much of love, approached him, Sudama didn't even ask anything. Krishna just wrote, so that became Akshayashrihi. So then Sudama was blessed with so much wealth and prosperity. When he went back, he could see that his small hut it was in the form of a palace, and there was so much of Vaibhava, prosperity for his wife and children. So this, how Krishna became, how by grace of Krishna, that Kshayashrihi on his Lalata forehead became Akshayashrihi. So similarly here, with the grace, the compassionate glances of Parameshwara, Duraksharani, Duritani, Daurbhagya, Dukkha, Durahankriti, Durvachamsi, Duri Kritani, all these have been dispelled. Saram, Tvadiya Charitam, Nitaram Pibantam. Saram, the essence of Tvadiya Charitam, your Leelas, O Parameshwara, the essence of your Leelas or your stories, Nitaram Pibantam, to the one who is always drinking. That is, Bhagavad Pada is saying that he is always enjoying or drinking the nectar of the Leelas of Parameshwara. Gaurisha, he Gaurinatha, Umanatha, Mam iha samudhara, uplift me. Iha, here itself. Here itself, you uplift me. We see in multiple places Bhagavad Pada has says, Ihaiva, here itself. We are not waiting for some other birth or some other loka or something else, some heaven, somewhere else. Ihaiva, here itself in this birth and here on this earth when we are there, Samudhara, in this birth itself, uplift me. And we have also seen Bhagavad Pada says how the Jivan Mukti can be attained right here. Right? So similarly, hey Gaurisha, Mam Iha, Tvadiya Charitam Saram Nitaram Pibantam Mam Iha Samudhara. So please uplift me. I am always listening or drinking or rejoicing in the nectar of the Leelas of your stories. So let us read the full meaning. All the negative actions, bad luck, sorrow, ego, and insulting words that I have accumulated through past misdeeds have been destroyed by the grace of Parameshwara. By constantly listening to the divine stories of your life, I am purified. O Gaurinatha, please uplift me in this life itself with your compassionate glances, as they are the essence of true liberation and grace. Durikritani duritani duraksharaani daurbhagya dukkha durahankriti durvachamsi saranttvadiya charitan nitaram pibantam Gaurisha mamiha samudhara satkatakshaih. Okay, now 93, Charu. Somakaladhara Maulau.
Somakaladhara Maulau. Somakaladhara Maulau.
Malaghana Kandhare Mahamahasi.
Komalaghana Kandhare Mahamahasi. Komalaghana Kandhare Mahamahasi.
Swamini Girijanathe.
Swamini Girijanathe. Swamini Girijanathe.
Mamaka Hridayan Nirantaram Ramata.
Mamaka Hridayam Nirantaram Ramatam. Mamaka Hridayam Nirantaram Ramatam.
Somakaladhara Maule, not the Mahaprana. Sorry, Somakaladhara Maulau, not a Maulau. Somakaladhara, dha is Mahaprana. Komala Ghana Kandhare, Gha and Dha Mahaprana. Mahamahasi, E is Hrasva there. Swamini Girijanathe, The is Mahaprana. Mamaka Hridayam, Nirantaram Ramatam. Combining here, it becomes Mamaka Hridayan Nirantaram. Anuswara followed by Na. Mamaka Hridayan Nirantaram Ramatam. Okay, now we'll do half a verse at a time. सोमकलाधरमौलौ कोमलघनकन्धरे महामहसि
सोमकलाधरमौलौ कोमलघनकन्धरे महामहसि सोमकलाधरमौलौ कोमलघनकन्धरे महामहसि
स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामकहृदयन्तिरन्तरं रमताम्
स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामकहृदयन्निरन्तरं रमताम् स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामकहृदयन्निरन्तरं रमताम्
उत्तमम् सोमकलाधरमौलौ कोमलघनकन्धरे महामहसि स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामकहृदयं निरन्तरं रमताम्. This itself can be the Anvaya. So, Mamakahridayam Nirantaram Ramatam. May my heart always revel or always rejoice. Where? Soma Kaladhara Maulau. In the one who adorns the crescent moon on his crown. That is Chandramouli. That is Parameshwara, Chandrasekhara. In him, Soma Kaladhara Maulau. In the one who adorns the crescent moon on his crown. Komala Ghana Kandhare. Komala means very soft. So, Komala, very delicate, tender. Ghana Kandhare. Ghana means, one of the meanings of Ghana is cloud. Kandhara means neck. So, one whose neck is delicate and soft, tender, and which is like the cloud. So, Parameshwara is visualized as being very fair complexioned, and the neck is Nilakantha, right? It is dark in color because when Parameshwara consumed poison and held it at his neck, he didn't swallow, he didn't spit it out. He was holding it at his neck. Then because of that poison, the neck became blue. So that blue color resembles neck. The blue color of the neck resembles a dark cloud, that cloud's color. So Komala Ghana Kandhare, oh blue necked, or the one who has a tender neck with a cloud hue, or the like a cloud. Mahamahasi, beautiful term. One who is the light of all lights. We will come back to this expression. Swamini Girijanathe, one who is the consort or the lord of Girija, Uma, Parvati, Girijanatha. Mamaka Hridayam Nirantaram Ramatam. May this heart of mine always rejoice or revel in Somakaladhara Mauli, that is Chandramouli or Chandrasekhara. Komalaghana Kandhara, that is the one who has the neck, a delicate neck, and which is like a cloud. Mahamahasi, the one who is the light of all lights. So Bhagavan is actually the source of he is that supreme effulgent one. And we also know how Bhagavan also was like that column of light without a beginning, without an end. And our scriptures, our Upanishads say, Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoyam Agnihi Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. Natatra Suryo Bhati. There, before Bhagavan, Surya, Natatra Suryo Bhati. Even Surya doesn't have, the sun doesn't have his own light. Na Chandra Tarakam. Not the moon, not the stars. Nema Vidyuto Bhanti. There is no electricity or Vidyut, lightning. Kutoyam Agnihi. Then from where does Agni come? Fire, when all these things itself don't have their own light. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam, which means that light of lights, or that ultimate effulgence, is that Brahman. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. All the others Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. It is like they are reflecting the light of that Parabrahman. That ultimate light of lights is Parabrahman. All the others, like the sun, the moon, the stars, the lightning, the Agni, they are all deriving their light from that light of lights or that ultimate light, which is that Parabrahma Swarupam, that Parabrahman. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. So that because of the effulgence of Parabrahman, all the other entities are getting their light, even the ones which we call the self-luminous bodies, like the sun, etc., and the stars. Okay, so and then even in Gita, Bhagavan says, Jyotishamapi tajyotihi. Right? So that is the ultimate light. So Maha Mahasi. So here Bhagavan is visualized as that ultimate effulgent light, as that Nirguna Brahman, and we in our Upasana, Sagunopasana, we also visualize him as Parameshwara here in Shivananda Lahari as Chandra-Kaladhara Maulihi and Komala Ghana Girijanathaha. The same Brahman is that Maha Mahasi, that Nirguna Brahman, who is the ultimate light. Let my heart revel in Parameshwara, who is that Nirguna Brahman, so that non-duality between Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman is also shown here. Whoever we visualize in whichever form, that is that supreme Parabrahman, that Nirguna Brahman also, the light of all lights. Let us, a beautiful verse. Let us read the meaning. O Bhagavan, who adorns the crescent moon on your crown, whose neck is as soft and as beautiful as dark dense clouds, and who is the light of all lights, Maha Mahasi, the Bhagavan of all beings, and the consort, the Lord of Parvati Devi, may my heart always revel in the contemplation of your divine presence. Somakaladhara Maulau Komala Kandhare Mahamahasi Swamini Girijanathe Mamaka Hridayan Nirantaram Ramatam. So if you see, all these verses are like a beautiful conclusion he is giving from 91 onwards of everything that we have learned. So if you do upasana of the first, all these verses, Shivananda Lahari, one stotram is sufficient. You do, then you will attain this state which he is describing in 91 onwards. That is Adya Vidya Hridgata, Adya Vidya Nirgata, and then how Vidya Hridya, she enters the heart. That Vidya enters the heart. So in that way, these verses are like a beautiful, he's giving like the essence and conclusion of Shivananda Lahari in these verses. This verse 94, Aditi, this was a very favorite verse of my Guru, Anantam Mata Anantalakshmi Natarajan. She used to say this verse multiple times. It's a beautiful play on words again. We will learn this. Sarasana nayane.
Sarasana nayane. Sarasana nayane.
Taveva karau.
Taveva karau. Taveva karau.
Sa eva krita krityaha.
Sa eva krita krityaha. Sa eva krita krityaha.
Yaye yauyo bhargam.
Yaye yauyo bhargam. Yaye yauyo bhargam.
Vadati kshete sadarchata smrati.
Vadati kshete sadarchata smrati. Vadati kshete sadarchata smrati.
Sarasanate nayane. Taveva karau sa eva krita krityaha.
Sarasanate nayane. Taveva karau sa eva krita krityaha. Sarasanate nayane. Taveva karau sa eva krita krityaha.
याये यौ भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति
याये यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति याये यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति
तारसनाते वेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः याये यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति
सारसनाते नयने तावेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः याये यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति
सा रसना ते नयने तावेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः याये यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चतः स्मरति. Okay, so bhargam means referring to Parameshwara. Ya rasana bhargam vadati sa eva rasana. Ye nayane bhargam ikshe te eva nayane. Yau karau bhargam archataha tau eva karau. Yaha bhargam sada smarati sa eva kritakrityaha. So this is like a declaration by Parameshwara towards the he is Parameshwara himself by Bhagavat Pada towards the concluding verses of Shivananda Lahari. So those who have learned Sanskritam or even basic Sanskritam, those who are learning will know that in Sanskritam yallingam yadvachanam yacha vibhaktihi विशेष्यस्य तल्लिंगम तद्वचनम साच विभक्तिः विशेषणस्य. So the adjective follows the linga vibhakti vachana of the noun. So we say tat phalam and saha krishnah, sa lata, sa rama. Similarly here, ya means which. Ya rasana bhargam vadati sa eva rasana. Ya rasana, which, let me show you by connecting here. Whichever tongue, rasana is tongue and rasana is a strilinga pada. So, sa and ya, these two refer to rasana. Ya rasana, which tongue? Bhargam vadati. Bhargam is common for everything we need to take. Bhargam is Parameshwara. That tongue which talks about Parameshwara or which sings the glory of Parameshwara, sa eva rasana, only that is called a tongue, which means what should the tongue do? The tongue is there only to sing the glory of Parameshwara. Ya rasana, so ya is strilinga ekavachanam. Similarly, sa strilinga ekavachanam. Rasana is strilinga ekavachanam prathama vibhakti. So which is why you need to understand this. Ya rasana bhargam vadati. Vadati speaks of Parameshwara. Sa eva rasana. Only that is a tongue. In English, we say that. In Sanskritam, rasana is strilinga. Then, ye nayane. Here, ye nayane. Here, ye nayanam is napumsakalinga. Dvivachanam, nayane, because we have two eyes, right? So, two eyes, dvivachanam. Ye nayane. Bhargam ikshe. Those here, vadati ikshe. Here, you have two words here. So, those pair of eyes, the two eyes, which ye nayane, bhargam ikshe, those pair of eyes which visualize or see Parameshwara, te eva nayane, only those two are eyes, which means there is no prayojanam if you don't do that, having the tongue if you don't sing of Parameshwara's glory, having eyes if you don't see Parameshwara, then there is no point of having this. Then te nayane, ye nayane bhargam ikshe te eva nayane. Here we are repeating bhargam and eva only for emphasizing. Then yau karau. Here Karaha. Karaha here is hands. And karau, we have two hands. Therefore, dvivachana. Pullinga, dvivachana. Then, yau, yaha, yau, ye. So, yau, karau, tau. Here, tau plus eva becomes taveva. Tau is the word here. Tau plus eva in this word becomes taveva. So, tau, karau. Here, yau, karau. And here, tau, karau. These are the references to karau. I'm just annotating for you to understand. So, yau karau bhargam archataha. Here, archataha. So, the two hands which worship or do archana to Parameshwara. Tau eva karau. Only those two are hands. If you don't do archana to Parameshwara having hands, it's of no use. Okay, so yau karau bhargam archataha. Tau eva karau. Then Yaha bhargam sada smarati. Finally, he says, Yaha, that person here. Yaha bhargam sada smarati. Such a person who always thinks of Parameshwara, smarati. Saha eva. So here, yaha, yo means here actually, this is yaha, the word. But when you, combining with the sandhi, I mean, the visarga sandhi happens and it becomes yo here, yo bhargam. But when you split it, it becomes ya, ye, yau, yaha bhargam. Here also the word is saha. Again, the visarga lopa happens by sandhi karya. When you split it up, it is saha. So here, yaha, saha. Here, yaha, saha. Yaha bhargam smarati, sada smarati. Sada also you can add to everything, to all the faculties here. So, yaha bhargam sada smarati. That person who always thinks or remembers Parameshwara, bhargam is Parameshwara, saha eva kritakrityaha. Only such a person is the one whose life's purpose is fulfilled. Kritakrityaha is a very beautiful word. Again, we can speak a lot about it. Kritakrityaha means Dhanyaha. Yasya janma sarthakam abhavat. The one janma sarthaka, you might have heard this expression in many Indian languages. So the one whose life's purpose is achieved. So after attaining this human form, Manushya Janma, which is Ativa Durlabham, which is very difficult to get, if we don't engage in this upasana, and if we don't engage in helping, serving humanity, then, I mean, for a person who has attained this state, they see Parabrahman, that Shiva in everyone. They don't differentiate. For them, everyone, everything is Parameshwara. So automatically, they also help humanity and do that seva, helping people, uplifting people, like we have seen all our Mahapurushas and Gurus have done. By their sheer penance, by their words, they uplift and they undertake so much of seva in society also. So, only such a person's life is fulfilled, has attained its fulfillment. Otherwise, janma vyartham. Having attained this human form, if we do not engage in these things and just engage in materialistic pleasures, acquiring name, fame, money, whatever, etc., achievements, one, they don't give true ananda. Two, the purpose of life is also wasted. Therefore, very clearly, this is a declaration by Parameshwara. या रसना भर्गम वदति सा एव रसना ये नयने भर्गम ईक्षे ते एव नयने यौ करौ भर्गम अर्चतः तौ एव करौ यः भर्गम सदा स्मरति सः एव कृतकृत्यः. Only that person's life has attained its fulfillment. सः एव कृतकृत्यः. So this shows how all the faculties have to be engaged in worshipping Parameshwara and of course doing our own duties according to the stage of life and whatever we are ordained with to carry on our duties as an offering to Parameshwara. So this is a beautiful declaration and again very strategically placed as a 94th verse. Okay, so let us read the meaning. Like I said, a very, very favorite verse of my guru. So which is why it is a very special verse for me also. I hope even grammatically you all understood how the beautiful usage of the words here. Next. Only that is truly a tongue which speaks about Parameshwara or which sings the glory of Parameshwara. Only those are truly eyes which constantly behold his form. And only those are truly hands which offer worship to him. He alone has lived a purposeful life, Kritakrityaha, who always talks about, sees, worships, and meditates upon Parameshwara. Make this a part of your Nitya Parayanam, not only while teaching Soundarya Shivananda Lahari, but in many occasions, my Guru used to just say this verse or just teach this verse on many occasions. So, a very favorite verse of hers, so very special to us also. Let us chant it once. सारसनाते नयने तावेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः यायेयौ यो भर्गं वदतीक्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति सारसनाते नयने तावेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः यायेयौ यो भर्गं वदतीक्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति. Uttamam. We have completed 94 verses and we have 6 more to go. So we will do it in the next 1 or 2 classes, mostly 2 classes, because I don't want it to be too rushed. So please start practicing. And it's been a beautiful journey for me, and I hope you all also have enjoyed this as much as I have. And our panelists too, who have been very consistent from the beginning, Aditi, Shriya, and Charu. So let us conclude today's class with Shanti Mantraha, and we will have, I think, 2 more classes of teaching, and then we will have revision classes. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. राम राम राम. आगामि शनिवासरे पुनर्मिलामः.